Hi, this is a presentation about digital employee experience. My name is Miia Lammi. I work in Design Center Muova, Vaasa University of Applied Sciences as a development manager. The presentation is about defining the main concepts related to digital employee experiences. We are explaining what means digital work, knowledge work, user experiences, employee experiences, and then finally coming back to the more deeper explanation about digital employee experiences. Digital employee experience is described as a perception of employees' digital work. It covers different kind of interactions with people inside and outside the organization, digital systems, and the organization as a whole. It's also influenced by our own personal characteristics, which means that it's quite complicated term. Digital work is the work that we are doing online by using ICT. We are using different kind of systems, platforms, and solutions in order to carry out the tasks, but also to build social relationships and being part of the working community. Knowledge work means creating, distributing, and applying knowledge at work. So we are mainly operating around information, handling information, and processing it into some form that it can be used. Nowadays, office work is mainly knowledge-based. It's flexible, adaptive tasks instead of repetitive ones. We are utilizing multiple information channels, and of course they influence on our practices and our experiences. Knowledge work is quite often this kind of transmedia, so operating between different kind of medias, and described also as a high autonomy. So we can make our own decisions and define our best practices. The practices that we are kind of using and how we are doing the work is based on the social and cultural context. So it means the kind of the employer is influencing how we operate and what kind of values and culture there are. But of course also the national cultures and ways of working are influencing on the practices. User experiences are in the core of digital employee experiences. User experiences are described as a person's perception, responses that are resulted from the use or anticipated use of product, service, or system. It means our reactions to what we see, so what is visually kind of visible, different kind of functionality, so what we are able to do with the kind of system, how we are able or how we are interacting with the system, how we are assisted by the system, and how the system performs its kind of task. User experiences is quite complicated term, and it's really good to kind of know a little bit deeper about what it means. So our previous experiences and our skills, attitudes, habits, and our personality, our kind of present goals and needs are influencing on how we interact with the system. Also, the context and situation where we are operating is kind of influencing on our interaction. For example, functionality is how reliable the system is, what is the content, and what is the social aspect of the interaction situation. The interaction per se is then kind of creating our perceptions and our reactions to this interaction. When we know how we feel, so we are making interpretation of this reaction, and based on our interpretation, we kind of modify our behavior. Employee experiences is quite recent term. It describes the perceptions of employees, the subjective and social state of the work. It's forever changing, so there is no one employee experience, but more like a journey through the work career. It is created when employees interact, perceive, and respond to these kind of internal practices. So how work is done and how the social interaction happens. It's also about interacting with the organizational culture, find meaning at work and perceive value of the work. It is influenced by these internal and external factors. It's about our expectations towards the work, but also the company's or organization's objectives to our work. Uh, it's also about social, organizational, and personal interactions at work and perception of the organization as a whole. For example, brand of the organization has an influence on your perceptions. It would be really beneficial for the companies and organizations to start guiding and promoting and supporting kind of positive employee experiences, because it can be really critical in innovation, creating something new together with colleagues and our stakeholders and customers. It also kind of have direct influence on customer satisfaction. It also has kind of a role in competence development and creating an empathy inside organization, understanding both the other colleagues and employees as well as customers. So it's individual and social well-being of the employees through these experiential journeys in the organization. Describing the digital employee experiences as a whole. One part of it is organization, the business strategy, the culture, how work is structured at the work, the facilities where we operate, the brand, leadership, training, HR systems and processes. Another part is technology, because we are interacting with software and hardware. We are using different kind of devices, we are processing and utilizing data, and then also using the systems and platforms. Another kind of aspect is getting the work done, meaning the work processes, the activities, how the work flow goes forward, how we are communicating and collaborating with colleagues and customers. But I would say it's quite important to understand it's also about you as a person, as a kind of special individual characteristics that you have about your career and your kind of future inspiration, where you want to be. Also the skills, how capable you are operating in digital work, but also are you interested in learning? What is your motivation, skills, and capabilities to learn and adapt to new situations? In order to conclude, digital employee experience describe the perceptions of digital work that is characterized by personal, functional, technical, and organizational aspects of the work. Thank you.